Good morning, everyone. This is Valen here with Vista Del Mar, and today we've got a very special video for you. When we bought our farm about 7 years ago, it was nothing but a dirt road leading to a small shack and not much else. Since then, we've put a number of structures here on the farm, either for housing or for utility, and today I'd like to take a tour of all of them with you guys and tell you a little bit about each one, so you can kind of see, where we live and what we're doing. So, without further ado, let's get started with our lower security gate. For a number of years, passage into the farm was open to most motor vehicles, provided they could make it down the muddy slopes into our farm, making security a more and more pressing issue as we grow valuable crops, develop structures, and store more of our stuff here. To make the farm more secure, a number of measures have been put in place over time, including an upper gate, which you may have seen in some of our other videos, several security cameras with alarms, and this gate. While its design has changed over the years, we eventually decided to stick with a rolling design, as it tucks away the easiest and looks kinda cool. Eventually, we will be building an electronic mechanism for the gate so you can open and close it remotely, so maybe look forward to that in a future vlog. Anyway, the gate is where our residence starts, as you'll see beginning now. Through this small gravel path is not more jungle, but in fact a tucked away cabin. This belongs to Raoul, our resident utilities manager. He's the guy that makes the water and electricity work, making sure that everyone on the farm continues to be treated to the amenities of modern life. The cabin design is one of our prefabricated designs. Over time, we've analyzed pricing on materials in the surrounding area and drew up plans for a couple of home templates, estimating the cost and all materials needed so that anyone wanting to build a house here had a baseline to work with. Next up is our terrace. While it may not look like much now, there are plans in place to build a small park and gazebo at which residents of the upper hill can relax. Here as well is one of our public restrooms/showers, shared by all the cabins on this portion of the ridge. Additionally, our main water tank, or aljibe, is located below the terrace. Holding about 2,400 gallons of clean water, this tank supplies every house on the farm either by pump or gravity feed. While we have a separate reverse osmosis system for drinking water, this tank supplies water for cooking, cleaning, laundry, etc. If our lower water system were to fail, this tank would supply us with water for about 14 days if we're very careful about water usage. Moving on, we have Wayne and Drake's cabins respectively. Wayne's cabin is another one of our template designs, adjusted for very tall stilts due to its location. As Wayne, a friend of the family, is not currently living on the farm, this cabin serves as a guest house for visitors, as well as residents who haven't had the chance to build homes yet. Drake's cabin, however, has a little more story attached to it. This was the first cabin ever built on the farm, and our lack of expertise and understanding of how it's built in this environment show in some areas. It has had several additions over the years, including a completely replaced support system, a lowered porch out front, and others. One of the more interesting cabins on the property for sure. Currently, my older sibling Blade and his partner Sabrina live here, as Drake is allowing them to use it until their house is built later on this year. Finally, moving down the hill, we arrive at some of the most used and cherished locations on the farm, the kitchen and the main park. Let's start here. The kitchen, or cocina in Spanish, is a community food prep space as well as serving as the main office for many of our collaborative tech projects and a recreational area after dark, when this whiteboard can be used as a projector screen for watching movies, playing video games, or the like. This is probably where the most time is spent by residents of the farm aside from their own homes. There's also another public restroom here. Next up, one of the star attractions of our farm, the main park. Though mainly just a bit of grass and a couple concrete benches, this area includes a small concrete fountain made by local artisans. These kind of simple concrete works can be perched along the highways between major towns. Residents love to use the park as a place to unwind after a stressful day, or just relax and bake in the sun when they aren't busy with work, farm upkeep, road maintenance, or other such things. Across from the park, and right next to the kitchen, is the Blue House. Built originally for our grandparents to live in, it's for now occupied by my stepbrothers, Oscar and Rainey, since our grandparents aren't in the country right now. While there's not much to say about this house, it is likely the strongest structure we've built to date. Due to a huge concrete footer and a very sturdy floor, this foundation could easily last 100 years or so without major repairs. Taking a look further downhill, we come to Anthony and Aurelia's house. Anthony and Aurelia are the de facto leaders of Vista Del Mar, as well as a father/stepfather and mother/stepmother to me and my 4 brothers. The cabin they are living in now was built shortly after Drake's cabin, and as such also has many additions as we've continued to build on the farm. These include several side decks, a large upper extension, and a garage in the lower level, where we keep many of our tools and small hardware organized. While this isn't their permanent residence, it has served very well in the time being, and their real house is one of the nearest upcoming projects at Vista Del Mar. Following their house is what I call the tunnelway, a long structure that serves as the face of the bunkhouse as well as just a place to lounge around, and even pulls triple duty as the place where we all wash our clothes. A third public restroom and shower sits a few steps away as well. As we near the bottom of the residential area, we come across what I like to call the Skyview Suite. A bedroom built by Rainey a couple years back, the suite might just be the prettiest room on the whole farm. It's designed around the bend of this large tree, kind of like a treehouse with steps leading up to it. Drake, my younger sibling, currently lives here. Just below the Skyview Suite is a storage shack, where we keep excess foodstuffs as well as some other bulk items. This used to be a small bedroom, but has since been converted due to needing more food stock to accommodate people living at Vista Del Mar in recent times. Directly across from Skyview is my cabin, another template cabin that I built a couple years ago, but just recently finished when I came back to the country at the beginning of the year. This cabin serves as both my home, as well as the official office of the Vista Del Mar Media Group, which currently consists of, well, just me for now. Nearly finished here, we've come to Craig's cabin. Craig, Anthony's brother and my uncle, is one of the major contributors here at Vista Del Mar. His cabin remains vacant until he returns to the country once flight restrictions due to COVID-19 are lifted. This one is also a template cabin. And last, but certainly not least, we have the nursery, or vivero in Spanish. This is where we start all of our crops before transplanting them to the hills where we grow our food. Usually, we have a decent collection of herbs including lemongrass, cilantro, and mint growing lower down as well. Well, that just about wraps it up for today. We've covered all the structures here at Vista Del Mar and what their purposes are, and I really hope you guys saw one that you enjoyed or thought was interesting. We have many more projects planned later down the pipeline, but for now we've got what we consider to be a really great start. If you liked today's video, feel free to leave a like or drop a comment below about what your favorite structure was, and if you want to see more videos like this, please feel free to subscribe to our channel. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.